Johnny was a scientist with a culinary degree. But what he didn't realize is that science costs money. So he called his ancient Uncle Joe, 'cause he's got a lot of cash. But Uncle Joe said, over my dead body, until then Johnny scrapped. Though nobody knows what happened that day, Uncle Joe passed away. And though it's still a mystery, guess who's got a new laboratory for his food review?
Hello, howdy, and ho ho hola. Welcome to Food Review. I'm Jon Scientist.
And a hello to you too, John.
Who's there? You's better be careful, Mr. Voice Monster. Pork ain't the only thing I know how to chop.
Ha ha, energetic as always, I see. What do you have planned for food review today, John?
Dun da da da! Behold! Grapes!
Excellent. Shall we start the review then?
I'm Jon Scientist.
Experiment 1. Stackability. John will be testing the grape's ability to stack on top of one another. Certainly not an easy task.
Did you know that in Italy there's a leaning tower of pizza? That's not very healthy though, and there's probably toppings falling all over everyone. Well, I had an idea. How about a level tower of grapes? It would promote healthy eating, and there wouldn't be toppings falling all over everybody.
Then we wish you nothing but the best of luck. Godspeed, Jon Scientist.
Here comes the first one. Perfect. Here comes number 2. Pumpernickel!
Might I make a suggestion? Those gloves seem a bit bulky. There may be a better way to handle the grapes. Tongs, perhaps? No, John. Tongs! Tongs!
Easy does it. Itchy. Knee. Balderdash! I give grapes an E-. Overall, 11 out of pork.
Experiment 2. Peelability. We've moved on to the second experiment for today. John, would you care to explain what we'll be doing this time?
Well, Mr. Voice Monster, we're going to test the peelability of grapes. You see, grapes are a fruit, right? But so are bananas. How come bananas peel so well, but not grapes? There has to be some sort of scientific exclamation.
Then we leave the rest in your capable hands, Jon Scientist.
Let's give this a shot. Crackers and balls!
Easy, John. Remember the last experiment? If one tool doesn't work, it may be best to try another. Can you think of any tools that can help you with this task?
I think I have just the one.
Peel a grape? Man, the only thing I peel is the ladies' clothes off. Ha ha! Shout represent. Oh, you ain't ready for this.
Think harder, John. What have you got there?
I brought a circumciser. Balderdash!
Oh, I must say that grape doesn't look very appealing. It seems there really isn't a practical way to peel a grape.
I've got an idea. Grapes! I give them an F for peelability. Overall, 11 Bill Clintons out of 13 Ronald Reagans. That's about right.
Experiment 3. Practicality. I'm not exactly certain what we're testing this time around the old bend, John.
Well, you see, I've always been fashion hated by the idea of grapes becoming wine? Can purple grapes become white wine? Can green grapes become purple wine? And what keeps grape juice from becoming grape wine?
Intriguing. Do you really think you can get to the bottom of this mystery?
They don't call me John Detective for nothing.
Have you figured it out, John?
Mayhaps.
Well, don't keep us waiting. What's your conclusion?
Well, green grapes obviously become purple wine, and purple wine becomes white wine. It's very simple. You see, according to Almanzel's color system, opposite colors, like green and purple, create visual vibration. You wouldn't want that in your wine while you had it on your bed while jumping on it like in those commercials. Now would you?
I see. And what do you make of how grape juice keeps from becoming wine?
Well, isn't that obvious? Only grapes become grape juice, but feet make wine. I can tell this is wine because it tastes like my uncle's toenail clippings. I give wine an A+ for practicality and 11 ponies out of 13 magical sunshines.
Experiment 4. Availability. What are we doing here, John?
We're out to test the availability of grapes. To do that, we need to know where they come from. You see, grapes are the same shapes as eggs, and birds lay eggs. Ergo, here we go. We're out to find us a grape-laying bird.
How would you call such a thing?
I would call it in the middle of the night, and tell it something terrible that happened to me that day, to make it feel too guilty to hang up the phone on me. We would talk into the wee morning, the sun rising and shining on my bare ass, making sparkles on the ceiling. Our hearts would beat in synchronicity over the telephone wire as I slowly turned down Phil Collins. I would then politely hang up the phone, allowing the bird 2 minutes before it had to leave for work. That's how I would call it. Hello, little one. Aren't you precious? Grapes. I give them an availability grade A. Overall, a high 5. Well, on to the next experiment.
Experiment 5. Hospitality. Now this must be the hospitality test, am I right?
Correct, menudo. We're going to see how well these things spread goodwill and happiness.
What?
Hello, young man. Are your parents at home?
Why? What do you got?
Might I interest you in a delicious...
No, I don't want any grapes. I gotta go. The cat's got diarrhea that's all over the place. I gotta know what.
Grapes. Hospitality grade F. Overall, I give them a 5 out of 5.
Conclusion. Well, John, we've certainly learned quite a bit today about grapes today. I think today we can call this a successful food review. Today.
Fantastic.
Anything you'd like to say to the viewers at home before we conclude this one? Before we say Al fin and have a glass of wine against the setting Tuscany sun, sailing away with your fiancée named Maria. Anything else, John?
When you're eating grapes, don't eat one at a time, you moron. More than one can fit in your mouth. The only instance in which you should eat one grape at a time is when you're throwing them into your mouth. Good night, everybody.